what is your winter arc? I'm here to explain to you what it is, why it's beneficial, and how you can achieve it. This lock-in winter arc is all about you. Don't try to do it for social media, for your friends, for your significant other. This is solely about you. And the only person that's gonna pay if you do chalk it is you. What's going on, you guys? It is the one and the only, the first and the finest, Miss Wright. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. I am so happy to have you here. If you are new, get a head start by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I promise you are going to love it here. And for those who are reoccurring, y'all already know the vibes. Much love. So in today's video, we will be talking about a very trending topic, but despite it being trending, it is very important to me, and that is our winter arc. You may have seen it trending on social media by now. If you haven't, I'm here to explain to you what it is, why it's beneficial, and how you can achieve it. So let's get right into it. If you watched my recent video on how to finish the year off strong, my little fall reset, highly suggest that you do if you haven't already. I'll link it here. In that video, I basically explained how and why I wanted to lock in for the next 3 months in an attempt to be at my best self by the time we get to 2025. Like, I wanted to finish the year off strong, and I wanted to lock in these next couple of months so that by 2025 I either achieve some of the goals that I set for myself in 2024, or I'm on the path where I am in alignment with that version of myself who's achieving those kinds of things. And basically that's what your winter arc was. I low-key was like, I anticipated it becoming a thing before it became a thing. I think it just has a different name on it. So essentially, what is your winter arc? It is simply locking in for the winter. Like, it is just you becoming the best version of yourself and really doubling down on all of your goals in the winter time. It's one of the darkest times of the year. It's one of the hardest times to maintain focus and stay true to your goals. And a lot of people start to slack off around this time of year because in January, everybody want to start fresh. They want to be like, okay, it's fine. Set your new goals, vision board this, vision board that. I'm going to start fresh in 2025. But no, my goal in the previous video when I spoke about it was to become the best version of myself by the new year, to like be the type of person that is doing these kinds of things, operating in a higher altitude and just, you know, moving as my higher self would and getting in alignment with those things, making habits out of things that are goals. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to do that by the new year, and not to say like when the new year comes I have to make it or else. Like, I wanted to just develop as a routine. I want it to become a part of my norm. So the whole winter arc trend is basically the same thing, just emphasizing that it's during the winter time. Instead of curling into a ball and just chalking all of your goals and just eating your feelings, how people tend to do during the winter, it's about locking in. And I am all for that. I made that very clear in my last video. I'm trying to get on the good foot early. So some of the benefits of having a winter arc or subscribing to a winter arc, trying to achieve a winter arc, I would say are: 1, combating seasonal depression. Like I mentioned, the winter time is very dark, it is cold, and it's easy for people to isolate themselves, not leave their homes, and not really try to work on anything for themselves. It's when you're not surrounded with too many people, sometimes people find it hard to be motivated and you get into a funk. We're gonna touch on it a little bit more later, but I definitely think striving toward a winter arc will help to alleviate you of some seasonal depression. We've all been there, I've been there, and so far, so good. Other benefits I would say are, it will help you to maintain discipline during the holiday season. It's not just cold, but it's also the holiday time that makes it very, very difficult to stay on track with your goals. You just want to eat, you want to be the biggest back version of yourself. Christmas time, Thanksgiving, you want cookies and hot chocolate and all of the sweets and the things that just don't really like it just doesn't give stand on business. It's this holidays, like, just let it go. You should enjoy yourself during the holidays, you definitely should, but we can do so in moderation. And I think that having a winter arc will help you to do so, because it'll establish a certain discipline in you. Whereas, like, yeah, on the day of Christmas, like, sure, I can indulge, but you're gonna feel crazy when you don't get back to that routine. So you'll be able to have a better bounce back because you're already getting into that winter arc. You started in what, late September, October, November, December, like, you into it. After Thanksgiving, you're like, okay, gym tomorrow. I ain't never did that. Oh my gosh, should we do that? Y'all hold me accountable. Ah! Am I gonna work out after Thanksgiving? I don't know. Let's try. Lastly, I think the winter arc is especially beneficial for my singles. The winter time for a single person is no joke. It is not an easy beat. There's all these matching pajamas and cuffing stuff that you see all over the internet, and just bringing your date to Thanksgiving dinner, bringing your date to Christmas, and all of the seasonal depression things that people go through, you can endure whether you're in a relationship or not. The lack of discipline, you can endure whether you're in a relationship or not. But I think that singles feel everything a little bit harder during this time of year. So working to strive for a winter arc will allow you to have something to keep busy, something to stay focused on, something to work toward, and to distract yourself from all of the lovey-dovey cuffing BS that grinds your gears and gets under your skin during this time. Also, I feel like everybody is getting engaged. Like, is it just me? Everybody and their grandmom is getting engaged around this time so they can have spring weddings or whatever, summertime weddings. I don't know. It's overwhelming, and I don't want you to just be miserable in the house eating your feelings. This is not the time for that. This is the time for you to lock in and pour into yourself. What better way to do that than to start now? So by the new year, you're not setting all of these new astronomical goals that are unachievable. You're already on that path. So yeah, those are the benefits of having a winter arc. Now, before getting into tips for being able to achieve a stellar winter arc, I just want to touch on one little thing that I think could be misleading in terms of the terminology. Like, is this an arc? Like McDonald's? I don't know. I feel like that's what it gives. And yes, arcs go up and down. Life goes up and down. You will never always be up and never have a down. That's not reality. However, I don't want us to be so focused on winter arc. Like, once we get to this certain point, we chalk all of our goals. As I mentioned earlier, this should be helping you to establish a steady path and a steady pace toward your goals and beyond. We are not going to peak in terms of an arc. You're not going to get to a peak and then go back down. You are going to develop a steady flow so that you are prioritizing consistency, patterns that your higher self would have, habits that your higher self would have. That is what we're working towards. So yes, it is a winter arc because that's what the terminology is, but essentially you're locking in so that you can create and work toward the best version of yourself. Developing these things, locking in right now, what locking in looks like to you right now, your future self sees as a day-to-day, as a norm, as a habit, as just a part of their routine. So once you develop these things and you work on them and they become easier for you, you won't feel like you're doing a 75 hard as hell. You're gonna feel like you're just having another day. And that is the goal. So now that we understand what it is and the benefits of it, how do we achieve it? How do we accomplish it? How do we do it? Plain and simple. Number one, you're going to pick the goals that are most priority for you right now. I would narrow it down maybe to 3, maximum 5. Reason being is that if we're trying to do this go hard before the new year situation, that really only allots you about 3 months, and you want to be as practical as possible. Also, I feel as though it makes more sense to give a good chunk of time to a few select goals than it is to give minimal time to 17 different goals. It's going to make you a lot slower in accomplishing them. So kind of like paying off a credit card bill. If you pay a 17 off little by little, you'll take forever to pay them off and the interest will just, but if you pay the minimum, give large portions to as much as you can to the one that's causing you the most trouble or whatever, the one that's most achievable for you to knock it off while you can. We're gonna attack the goals the same way. So let's try to pick 3, 4, 5 max for you to prioritize and focus on heavily for the next 3 months. So for example, I'll tell you mine, but I just want to preface it by saying you don't have to broadcast them to the world. Depending on what your goals are, if you're trying to start a business, you don't gotta tell the world, but start that business, Woogie. But I'll tell you mine. Better my relationship with God, better my finances, content creation, and then fitness is just always there because it's just important to me. So those are my big 4 right now. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to develop a plan that will allow you to execute actionable items to work toward these goals daily, almost daily, weekly, something along those lines. So there might be some goals where you can't, well, I'm lying. I'm about to say, if my goal is to save money, every day that I choose not to eat out is a daily action item toward my goals, because it is a challenge. It is a challenge to do that, but it's a daily choice, making actionable steps toward bettering my relationship with God. So I'm not just doing my like regular day-to-day morning prayer and calling it a day, but I'm trying to spend intentional time with the Lord. I'm trying to read my Bible. My goal is to be able to read the whole thing. I've never read the whole Bible, so that's something that I want to do. I try to do it at least every day if I can, or if I find myself busy in the morning, I'll try to listen to it. The audio at the Bible app, listen to it while I'm walking, driving, literally just prioritizing that relationship, considering ways that I can work toward bettering that relationship daily. Going to church more often, almost every week or twice a week if I can, joining a Bible study group, joining a small group. These are all actionable things that I can do that take place either daily or weekly. You can apply that to almost any goal that you have, whether it's dieting or eating better, fitness, saving, you know, health and wellness, whatever the case. But come up with a plan, write it down. Very strongly recommend to write it down. Maybe even make it your screensaver, somewhere where it is being held accountable. If maybe you have an accountability partner, you have a group chat with the girlies, and y'all all have goals y'all are trying to accomplish, put it in writing, and then y'all can tap in with each other. Hey, y'all do y'all morning walk? You gotta get these 4,000 steps a day. I got mine, y'all got yours, y'all got yours. Yeah, like let's get into it. Share a picture of your food. When I was doing my fitness before my birthday, I shared a picture of myself in the gym every day on my Instagram story. It was low-key not for my followers, but rather for me. It was like a check-in, tapping in day 1, day 2, day 3, and I found that was actually very helpful, because if I didn't post, I felt crazy, like, oh my gosh, they're gonna think I'm crazy. I said I was gonna do this every day, the 17-day streak, and I missed it. Like, what the hell? So yeah, like internet accountability, friend accountability, figure out something that you can do daily to work toward your big 3, your big 4, maybe even your big 5. And honestly, it's really that simple. Once you come up with that plan, you work toward it and you lock in with it. Now, does that make it easy? Absolutely not. But these are some tips that I have found thus far that have been helpful and that I would suggest for anybody that is trying to achieve their winter arc or is just simply trying to lock in. Number 1 tip that has been very, very helpful is to set rewards. These could look like anything: small wins, big wins. They can be weekly, they can be bi-weekly, they could be large rewards, small rewards. It depends on the goal. Make them realistic and practical for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Don't undo all of your hard work with these rewards. However, having something to work toward and look forward to, I've found has been very helpful. So a small example for me is during the day, I work from home. When I'm done working, either before or after, I like to try to make sure that I dedicate at least 2 to 3 hours to editing content. Like on a normal day, I might be a little tired after doing my 9 to 5 work. Like, okay, I kind of just want to chill. I just want to watch Netflix. Like, you know, like you just don't feel like doing it. Like I'm filming a video right now at 9 o'clock at night, but like I want this, so I'm doing it right now. But I'll have these shows that I'm binging and I'm like, okay, I can't watch this show until after I finish this video. Or if I knock out 3 videos, I'll be done for the day and I can continue my show. Or I got a new episode of Real Housewives. Once I finish the video, I feel so relaxed to be able to watch a good show, you know, indulge, have a good meal. But I guess an easier example would be a cheat meal at the end of the week or on the weekend. You did good Monday through Friday, you can treat yourself on Saturday. Same thing with the finances. So another thing I told myself rather, is that I did my own hair. As you can see, I did my faux lock on top of my braids, the bohos that I had, in an attempt to save money. I really did not feel like it. It is a time-consuming task, but I think it's really cute and it's really cheap. I was able to achieve the look for about $35. I have trips coming up, so I know I'm going to need to look like something in the coming months. So I told myself, you do your own hair now. I know it's not ideal, just do it. And we gonna get you a little sew-in November. Or we gonna get you a little silk press trim with some highlights. I don't know, like I want to do something for myself in terms of my hair, and that's gonna be the big like financial thing that I'm looking forward to. It's gonna feel like a reward, because I didn't just cash out on myself and then be hurting or be upset like, okay, well I didn't save as much as I wanted to. It's okay, I'm not doing that much this month. Lock in, baby girl. So whatever your reward is, long term, I'm gonna buy myself that bag once I save this amount of money. Short term, if I do good all day with my eating, I'll be able to treat myself to a glass of wine. Like whatever the case is, having something to look forward to is very helpful. Second thing that has helped me, or that I would recommend, recommend is to get comfortable saying no. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to be on the same type time as you are when you are locking in and achieving this winter arc. So trying to maintain discipline around all of the things that are the opposite of that can be very difficult. And I found that for my goals, which are like saving money, being healthy, getting closer to God, a lot of those things are easier to do when you stay in the house. So sometimes it's tricky because I'm a very social person and people are used to me being outside. They're used to me being on go, and that hasn't been myself as of late, but I'm okay with that. And I've had to get okay with verbalizing that because that is actually harder for me. I have a people pleasing past. I don't claim that anymore. So learning to say no. You can say no in a nice way. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to ignore people. You don't have to, you know, decline people's calls or anything like that. I don't really suggest, you know, when people say like go ghost and pop out, disappear and pop out like this best version of yourself, I'd be like, okay, cool, but like don't be rude about it. You can disappear all you want if you feel like that's what you need to do to lock in, but you can still be a good person. Like, don't ignore your friends and family. Just say, hey guys, I can't make it. I'm actually like really trying to lock in right now, so unless y'all want to go to the gym or go to the park or do some reading or whatever, don't invite me. Like, it's okay. Or if you still want the option to say no, don't tell them not to invite you. But all in all, get comfortable saying no because it is something that you're going to have to say, and I don't really have any advice on how to do it. Like, you just gotta practice. You have things you're working toward, and you can be honest. Like, my funds is low. Sorry, can't slide. I'm not drinking this month. I gotta wake up early in the morning. Sorry, can't slide. Like, you can be honest, but you don't have to explain your whole winter arc to them to be like, I can't slide. But at the end of the day, saying no is crucial if you want to really see the fruits of your labor of your winter arc. Third tip, I briefly touched on it, but I highly suggest habit stacking and planning for optimal productivity. So when I was saying that I really wanted to try to finish the Bible, like read it in its entirety, I mentioned that I listen to it on the audio Bible app sometimes if I don't feel like I have the physical time to sit down and read the Bible like I would like to do, and like I do try to do every morning. So on the days that I'm on the go, I'll play it while I'm either on the treadmill, while I'm taking my morning walk, or maybe while I'm driving on my way to the gym or something like that, so I can double up on the goal accomplishments. I don't know, content creation and fitness, you can edit content on the treadmill or the Stairmaster, or maybe you're filming the content while you're at the gym. But essentially, think of ways, get creative, but stacking the habits. This is also something that is highly mentioned in the topic habits, and I think you should read it if you are looking to become more productive. Highly suggest that. But habit stacking is crucial for productivity, and I think that being productive is the best and most important and efficient way to achieve your winter arc and to lock in. You're gonna get the most done in the shortest amount of time by using these tips: habit stacking and planning for optimal productivity. When I say this, I mean every day does not have to look the exact same, but maybe allocate certain days and times for certain things so that you can achieve the most and work the most efficiently. So when I was in my uber fitness era, it was the gym every single morning, and that's what was taking priority. Right now, God and content creation are above the gym. So maybe certain mornings I'm going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe I'm going to the gym 4 times a week, but I'll pick maybe Tuesday and Thursday. Instead of waking up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I edit. If you have a 9 to 5, take advantage of the time before that to actually work towards your goals. And like I said, they don't have to look the same every day. Maybe you like to work out in the evenings. Maybe you like to book your classes. The days that you have your classes, you do this and you dedicate most of your free time and your effort towards these goals. And on the days that you don't have those workout classes, you dedicate more time to the other goals. On the scale of the entire week, you've gotten done a lot. But I've noticed when I try to do 17 different things toward my goals in one day, something is getting kicked off. And it pisses me off. I'll get to the end of the day, I'll feel so tired and I'll feel upset because I'm like, I didn't get done half of the stuff I wrote down on my to-do list, and I feel unaccomplished. But really, I don't think that the list was that realistic, if I'm being honest with myself. I'll drink a Celsius in the morning for my workout and I'll be on this like high. I could do it, I could do anything, I could do all of it, I can do this, that, and the third. Like, watch me. Knowing good and well around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I hit that I hit that like midday slump, and it is extremely hard to bounce back after that. After I eat lunch, and I eat lunch late. So 3 o'clock lunch, 4 o'clock, I'm like, I have to finish my real work for my job. And I thought I was going to do what and what and what after that. Something ends up not happening. So in order to avoid this, I suggest planning for optimal productivity. Mondays is my this day. Tuesdays is my that day. Thursdays I'm working on the brand from this time to this time. And then these days I'm working on this from that time to that time. It'll help, trust me. Fourth tip, and very, 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 very crucial. Almost crucial just for the season in general, but especially for trying to achieve that winter arc. Prioritize your sleep. I just mentioned in the last tip that waking up early is the easiest way to be the most productive. So whether you have a 9 to 5 or not, you're taking advantage of more hours in the day. You can be a night owl, and you know, some people are more productive in the evening. That's cool, but whatever it is, you need to be having adequate sleep. That is crucial. And for me, I gotta wake up in the morning. I'm more productive in the morning. I already told y'all around a certain time, I lose that motivation. And then because this time of year is so dark, it makes me personally less motivated. And I think it makes a lot of people just less eager to do things. It's cold, it's dark, you don't want to leave your house, you don't want to do certain things, you barely want to get out the bed. So how do we make ourselves want to get out the bed? We prioritize our sleep. We get enough sleep, okay? Set yourself a bedtime that is appropriate to what you want your days to look like, and stick to said bedtime. I also suggest sleeping with the blinds closed. These are how my blinds look now. They almost always look this way because I love the sun. And I used to love in the summertime waking up to the sun. It's beautiful. I love natural light. However, there is no natural light around this time. And I've been realizing lately that when my alarm goes off and I look over and it's still black outside, I don't want to get up. So I'm gonna start closing those blinds. And another thing I suggest is investing in smart light bulbs. I have 2 in my room and 2 in the living room. They automatically turn like this yellowish white color at 6 in the morning. 10 out of 10 recommend. I think the only reason it hasn't really been doing it for me is because I don't close the blinds. So it's still giving dark with the light on. It's not giving morning time. You want it to give, oh, it's morning, even though it looks dark outside. Oh, it's morning. I'm well rested and I'm waking up with ease. That's what you want it to give. Do whatever it takes to sleep better. Lavender pillow sprays, humidifiers, or like aroma diffusers, all that jazz. Make the sleep beautiful, impeccable. And I also recommend charging your phone across the room. I have a really long charger, so I've been able to plug it up on my bedside and like throw it across the room. I just think that anytime you're trying to wake up early, having the phone so quickly accessible will have you thinking, my alarm never went off. And it's like, yes, it did. You just turned it off and rolled back over like you forgot. And lastly, in terms of sleep, I recommend getting a book and reading it. I think you should just read a book no matter what. Like in general, like read a book. But keep a book on your bedside table. Have a book that you can read before bed, because I've noticed that I'm more likely to go to sleep at an appropriate hour when I'm reading before bed, as opposed to trying to fall asleep watching television or scrolling. Don't let it be a good show or something, because I'll stay up till like 1 o'clock in the morning and be wondering why I can't wake up at 5. So yeah, get you a book, read it before bed, give yourself a bedtime. At that bedtime, the phone needs to go on D&D and it needs to be flipped over, and it needs to be put on the other side of the room on the charger with the alarm. So when that alarm goes off, you have to physically get up out of your bed and go and turn it off. The goal is to get you up and to get you out and to make you also feel well rested. Lastly, the tip that I recommend almost the most would be to be patient with yourself and to have grace for yourself. I have been noticing, it could have been my period, TMI, but I've just been noticing times where I can feel extremely overwhelmed or just frustrated with myself if I didn't achieve all of the things that I set out to achieve that day. And I don't want you to feel like you have to give up, or you want to give up just because something got off plan or off schedule. So you can have all these financial goals and that you're working toward, and you're putting that money, every check, you're putting that money away, you're doing your biggest one, and then your check engine light comes on. Oh my gosh, I'm just knock on wood, because God forbid, but it just be like that. Sometimes things happen and they knock us off course, or maybe you wake up and you're just having a bad day. Like, that's real. These things happen, and whether you're doing a 75 hard, 75 soft, or you're just locking in general, locking in before the new year, trying to work toward a winter arc, no matter what, all of a sudden having this stern discipline with yourself is not going to be easy, and it's not going to look the same every day. That's why it is important to prioritize consistency. You want to embed it into your day-to-day so you feel strange when you don't do it. But losing faith and getting discouraged and getting mad at yourself if you mess up or if you fumble is not the way to go, and it's going to break your spirit, and you're going to end up just chalking the things, especially around Christmas time, when it's just like, okay, whatever, I might as well wait till the new year. Do not do that. Don't do that. Do your best to have patience with yourself, because we're just getting off of the summertime. Like, bruh, we was just outside standing on couches, happy hours every other day, like summer Fridays. We was acting a fool just a month ago. So like, no, it's not going to be a complete turnaround. And I don't know the life you're living, but everybody's life is different. Have grace with yourself. Every day isn't going to look the same, but just pace yourself and be kind to yourself. Congratulate yourself when you do have consistency, when you do start seeing those gains and seeing that progress and seeing that credit score go up and seeing the small wins. Take pride in that. Congratulate yourself, reward yourself. And when you have those moments that don't feel as great, like, bro, I said I was going to do this and it didn't happen. Like, I couldn't wake up. I'm so mad. I can't tell you how many days my alarm went off and I'm just like, bro. You're just like, why? We have those moments and it is okay, but just dust yourself off and try again. Like, so cliche. Don't give up. If you slipped up one time, do not give up. You slipped up 2 times, do not give up off of some slip up. That's okay. We can start again. You can literally start again at any time that you want. The important part is getting back up and trying and having the desire and the motivation and the drive to do it, because no one can do it for you. This lock-in winter arc is all about you. Don't try to do it for social media, for your friends, for your significant other. This is solely about you. And the only person that's gonna pay if you do chalk it is you. So stand on business for yourself and let's accomplish these goals. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's all that I have for you guys today. I hope that this video was helpful in getting y'all to lock in and accomplish that winter arc. I know that I feel energized and ready to just get up and do it. It's definitely my bedtime, or getting close to my bedtime, so I'm finna take it down. But yeah, no, I'm really eager for the next couple of months. I'm eager to see the progress and the change and the growth in myself, and I'm eager to see it in all of you guys. So do me a favor and let me know what it is that you're working toward. If you're comfortable, share those goals with me in the comments. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, because I got more content coming your way. I just made it very clear that one of my goals is content creation, and I am standing on business because I got big things coming my way in 2025. I believe in it. I see it. I'm claiming it. God has ordained it, and I gotta meet him. I'm gonna meet him with that work. So y'all gonna see the fruits of my labor, and I pray that y'all love it all. Let me know how you're feeling about the content, and yeah, tap in with your girl. Follow me on social media at MissWright.tv if you haven't already, so you can tune in with me on other platforms. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.